might think that getting into the IT field is impossible without a computer science degree, but Tech Coach Ralph is here to prove you wrong. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into this lucrative industry. Listen up, tech enthusiasts! Are you ready to break through into the IT field, but feel like you need a computer science degree to make it happen? Think again! Tech Coach Ralph has some exclusive, mind-blowing secrets to share with you. Get ready to be blown away by his jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into the tech industry without a computer science degree. So get your notepad ready, because Tech Coach Ralph is going to change your life forever. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a journey to success in the IT field.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Today is Friday, December 15th, 2023. We have made it to the end of another week. Yes, we have. So, if you do not know who I am your host, Tech Coach Ralph, where we are engineered to win, as always. So, last night's show was amazing. If you haven't checked it out, we got right to the finish line and then we had to tap out. We were just trying to get that last bit of our application to filter into Grafana, but we are going to figure that out eventually. But that's not what we're here to talk about today, right? We are getting into our coffee and Kata. I have my coffee right here. I have my news stories up, and I have so pretty much what we're going to do today is we're going to, because we set up Kali Linux the other day, right? So we're going to, we're not going to do much in there. We're just going to go and log into it, and we are going to, just do some terminal commands, start getting familiar with that. And then we're going to look at some CTF cheat sheets. I found a resource on Reddit that should be able to help us get a better guide, a better understanding of how to do these things. So that is the plan. That is the goal. Let me just fix one little thing real quick. All right. And all right, ready to rock and roll. So let's go with that. So, quick announcements. We're going to have our Terraform show on Sunday. We're going to keep going through. We're going to get more into AWS. We're going to move on from the VPCs for now. We'll eventually have to go back to the VPCs when we're creating some stuff, but we're going to keep moving on. We're going to get into the other areas of AWS through Terraform, such as the identity and access management roles, things like that, for how to create users and give them the proper permissions and stuff through Terraform. So we're going to be looking into more AWS stuff, not just setting up the EC2 instances and the VPCs and stuff like that, right? That's what's coming up. And today we have the bug bite releasing at noon Eastern time. So as we wrap up Cybersecurity Week, thanks to my good friend Socks. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, go check out Free Range Socks at Free Range Socks, right? And subscribe to his channel. But that is what we do for Cybersecurity Week. So what we're going to do, we're going to jump straight into our news stories. All right. So the first story we're going to be talking about, AT&T taps Rivian for EV pilots. So AT&T is getting to EV, right? And look at that. That is the Rivian. It looks almost identical to the one that Amazon has, right? But that is the EV. So it looks like that's what AT&T is going to be getting into, right? So let's read the article real quick. Oh, let's put our timer up as well. Let's put our timer up and let's go with our 5 minutes. All right. So AT&T taps Rivian for EV pilot. AT&T is Rivian's newest customer. Shout out to the Rivian stock. The company announced Thursday the telecom giant, which is looking to update its commercial fleet and cut carbon emissions, has made a deal to purchase an unknown number of electric vehicles from the car maker. Last month, Rivian announced the end of an agreement that made its delivery vans exclusive to Amazon Its stock jumped on the news of the deal with AT&T. I'm going to be logging into my brokerage account right after the show so I can check what my Rivian stock is doing because that, you know what, that deserves. Oh, sorry, I'm going to put the volume down, but I have to do this, right? Shout out to Rivian. That reminds me when I was in Orlando over the summer, I saw a Rivian Amazon delivery truck. And I was like, okay, there we go. All right. So its stock jumped at the news of the deal with AT&T. The company did not disclose a dollar amount for the transaction, but said the partnership also makes AT&T the exclusive connectivity provider for Rivian vehicles in the United States and in Canada. Shout out to Canada. Rivian said it will still provide 100,000 delivery vans to Amazon by 2030. Hey, shout out to Rivian, shout out to Amazon, shout out to AT&T. I have stocks in 2 out of the 3. You guess which ones, all right? And the CEO was announcing that, so that's pretty cool. And that's how the event is anticipated to look. I like it. I like it a lot. All right. So, and I'm gonna click on that because that's how much I like it. Shout out to AT&T. All right, for helping my stock prices go up. Okay. Let's move on to the next one. This one says more union woes for Starbucks. The National Labor Relations Board is attempting to make Starbucks reopen. Oh, so the National Labor Relations Board. Oh, okay. Is attempting to make, which make means force, Starbucks reopen 23 stores the agency alleges were closed last year to deter unionization. An NLRB regional director filed a complaint Wednesday said 8 of the stores already had unionized when they closed. The agency is asking that Starbucks be ordered to immediately reopen the stores, rehire employees, bargain with unions, and compensate employees who lost pay and benefits. The NLRB spokesperson said. Starbucks, per Reuters, denies any wrongdoing. Okay. The news comes on the heel of the revelation this week that the Teamsters Union has accused the company of bad faith negotiations with workers at a Pennsylvania location. Another union, Starbucks Workers United, conducted a one-day walkout last month that affected thousands of workers at more than 200 stores. Meanwhile, Starbucks officials released a statement last week saying that they intend on reaching labor deals in 2024, a turnaround after 2 years fighting unionization. Okay. All right. I I just how do you force a company to open like stores? Like uh, that I am kind of speechless by this. Like we're gonna get into that a little bit deeper, right? But um these type of stories, especially with these unions, they always bring me back to the book Atlas Shrugged, right? Because all right, let's move on. GM announces a fresh round of layoffs. Um, like just last month, right? It was in the news every single day about the negotiations. Richard, what's his name again? Whatever that guy is, a Fane guy. Negotiations and striking for X amount of days, and then oh my God, we came into a deal, and now all I've been hearing is Stellantis layoffs, GM layoffs, Ford layoffs, like all these different layoffs, right? But then now they also want to go after Tesla, and uh, mess with Musk if you want, right? But General Motors is set to lay off roughly 1,300 workers from 2 of its Michigan plants, according to filings with state regulators. The job cuts at GM's Orion Assembly and Lansing Grand River Assembly follow news the automaker is delaying production of 2 all-electric pickups. Meanwhile, Cruise, General Motors' robo-taxi subsidiary, is laying off 900 employees. Okay. So 1,300 here and 900 here. So we're about at 2,100. or 24% of its workforce. It's the latest fallout for the company following an accident in October involving a Cruise AV and a pedestrian. Oh, that sucks. Cruise has since suspended operations, recalled 950 self driving vehicles, and announced a reorganization. Oh, that kind of reminds me of the Robert C. Martin talk about the software developers being blamed for when things go wrong. The majority of the layoffs at Cruise affect commercial operations and corporate staffing, per a company statement. The GM unit lost more than $700 million last quarter alone, underscoring the challenges of taking robo taxis to the market. Local and federal officials are investigating Cruise in addition to an independent safety inquiry. Cruise says it is focusing on relaunching exceptional service in one city for now. Um, so that is also interesting that, right after these deals come through, and it's interesting, right? Because these union deals get struck, right? Layoffs happen, and then more union deals happen, and then more layoffs happen. And I'm like, do we not identify patterns? I don't know, whatever. All right. And then the last one is share of workers over 65 years old surging. Workers over 65 are becoming a larger share of the US workforce, and a clear majority of them, 62%, are now employed full time. According to the new Pew Research Center data, their earnings power Their earnings power has also surged from $13 an hour in 1987 to $22 per hour. But the question is, how much has inflation gone up between 1987 and 2023 going into 2024? Because it is probably this $13 an hour in 1987, was probably, enough to do, but $22 an hour in this economy? Hmm. But, at 65, hopefully you had some 401k, some pension or something like that, and you budgeted effectively, and you do not have any loans or mortgage that you're still paying off, because if you do, whew, that's gonna be a tough one. The research points to several factors keeping older professionals employed. They are far more likely to be college educated than preceding generations, and more than twice as likely as younger workers to be self-employed. Okay, that makes some sense. And plus, when you're younger, it's hard to be self-employed because you don't really know much yet. But as you continue to build your skills and your knowledge, you should leverage what you have, what you've learned to branch out and do your own thing. All right. So in Canada, seniors are the fastest growing cohort, but many appear to be ready to exit the workforce altogether, which would worsen already stubborn worker shortages. CTV reports citing Statistics Canada data. All right, so that is our news stories for today. Shout out to the news, right? Shout out to the news. All right. So we have about 25 minutes to go. So let's do it like this. We are going to spend let's go. We're gonna break it up into two segments, right? 10 minutes on let's do 10 minutes on looking through Kali Linux, and then we'll do another 10 to 15 minutes looking at the CTF cheat sheet, which will help us because maybe we'll start rotating in some CTFs in the morning as well, just so we can get like some more practice on it. Because because if put it like this, right? If we wait all the way until next cybersecurity week, we're going to forget a lot of the stuff that we figured out, and that's kind of like what happened here. We're going to lose momentum, so we can probably like rotate it in there, maybe um, once a week or every other week. Who knows? We'll figure it out, right? But that's the goal, to continue to get better. All right. So what I have pulled up here, which I'll show you in a second, is a Linux cheat sheet. And what I'm going to do is let me open up a terminal, and all right, let's do. So I'm going to just show you what I'm doing. So this is from last night where we are still trying to figure out how to send the data um, from our rock paper scissors challenge into Grafana. But for the time being, we are just going to do a Docker. What folder am I in? Hold on a second. What folder was I in for this? Let me see. What if I just do a Docker compose F and Docker down. All right, cool. So let's shut everything down. We'll figure that out later. Okay. So okay. So now we are looking at. So I have my it's a Linux cheat sheet. So just basic Linux commands. So what we're gonna do, we're going to start up the Kali Linux Docker container, right? So let's do. So this is stopped. All right, let's clear this out. Let's close that one down. All right, so let's do Docker PS A. A is to get everything, because if you just do Docker PS like this, you're not gonna get. You're only gonna get what's running, right? So you do Docker PS -A to see everything that you have existed. So there goes our Grafana. But we want. Where is it? Do we not have it up? Did I remove it? Hold on a second. Let's see. Where's the? I remember removing it. Grafana from yesterday. This. Guess we have to start it again. Oh, wait a second. All right, let me clear. I'm seeing too much stuff. All right. Docker PS dash. All right, let's see what we got going on. So Grafana. Okay, so let's do history grep Kali. No. All right, fine. That's how you want to do it. Docker Kali Linux. There you go. Let's go to that one right there. This is what we followed last time. So let me see. I don't know what happens with it, but let's scroll down. Let's just get the stuff. We need to start it. Maybe we didn't start. All right, so here we go. Let's go with Docker run IT Kali tools bin bash. But let's make sure that's the name of our image. So we can zoom back in. Let's clear that out. Zoom back in. Let's make this a little bit more like that. And Docker images. And what was the name of our? We named it TCR Kali tools. All right, so we're gonna do. I'll give it a name as well. I might have removed it because of this space, but all right, let's go with that. All right, so full access denied for Kali tools. Oh, because the exact thing that I said I was gonna do, I didn't. So all right, cool. All right, we're in. All right, so what we're gonna do, we are going to put in. So we're inside of root. Let's clear this out. All right, cool. So we are inside of root. I am root. All right, root access. We're gonna scroll down this way. No, this is not the one we need. This is the one that we need. All right. So let's just try out some commands. Right. So if I do a ls right now, we are in the very main directory, right, of our Kali tools Docker image, which we would use for pen testing, right, penetration testing. So let's just go down this list, right, until the 3 minutes that we have left is up, and let's see, we do so ls, we did that, ls dash r, which I didn't know that, right? So that lists all of the files and subdirectories as well. So that is interesting. It's a lot of files, right? So I'm gonna stop that, right? But it's a lot of files in there, so it's gonna just, and I don't even know if that's going to help you as much to do it that way, unless you were to do, let's say we do ls dash r, and then we do our grep command so that we can search for Python maybe. And now it finds all the files that contain Python in it, or all the paths or something like that that contains Python in it. Let's stop that. Right. So what's next? So let's do ls dash a, and that's going to show you any hidden. So okay, so ls dash a, and let's do ls, right? So when we do ls, there is no dot docker env file, right? There's no docker environment file. But when we do ls-a, now we see that hidden file right here, Docker environment file. All right. Is there anything others? There's might be some more. Oh, so there's a dot dot. All right. So there's those. All right. So these three right here were hidden, right? Okay, cool. So let's keep going a little bit. So ls-a-al does hmm, ls-al does list files and directories with detailed information like permission size. Okay, so the ls-al, and those are just directories in there. Cool. And then cd. Oh, so cd. Really? Let me see something. Cd, or is it ls again? Cd home. Oh, so home. All right. So let's do, we do cd. Cd dot, I have to go back. Ls. So if I just, so are you telling me if I just do cd, that'll take me straight into the home directory? Cd slash takes me back to. Oh, see, look at that. I'm learning a lot of stuff right now. I, we're going to allocate another 5 minutes to this. And then we'll do 10 minutes on the CTF cheat sheet. Maybe we'll do less. I don't know. It depends. But we'll do that. So let's keep going because this is pretty cool. Learning a lot here. Because I use a lot of these commands every day, but it's very a small subset, which using more of these commands would help me like be more efficient, navigate better. So definitely a good thing that we're doing this morning here, right? And this is a different type of challenge, right? This challenge is to it stimulates your mind in a different way because I'm like, oh, look at that. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Like, because I use ls command all the time, right? But the dash r, I never thought about that. I didn't know about that. I probably used it before, but didn't realize it. The dash a for the hidden files. I heard of al, but I could never remember it. But then the cd and tilde to go to the, and then that, and then to go here, it takes you back to the root. So that's cool. So then we can do cd to go to a particular directory. So if we do var, and I'm going to throw up another 5 minutes on the clock for this. This is pretty cool, right? And if we do cd slash again, takes you here. So let's go into our home directory. So we're in home, and we're going to do, we're going to cat, and then tcr morning.txt, right? So we do ls. Wait, oh, wait a second. Says creates a new file. All right, something didn't go right. So it created the file, but why did it not Get me out of there. Cat TCR morning. So if we do cat TCR morning, so it has the stuff that we wrote in there. I'm just not sure why. Not sure why. Okay, cool. But we pretty much see how to create a new file. And and we did display what's in the file. And then we can join two files together. So let's do another file, right? So cat tcr morning2.txt. And oh, we need a little arrow, right? So arrow. And this is a test file. Okay. And guess we not try to exit that, but let's do cat tcr to. All right. I mean, I guess I don't know. I'm kind of confused about like why I'm not. Maybe I need a semicolon. I don't know. Anyways, that's cool. But and then we can do so now cat file or cat tcr morning.txt and tcr morning2.txt and say gives you tcr morning join.txt and do that and we do cat tcr morning dot join dot look at that. So we have it combined. So we're just we are just I made the video a few weeks ago about like my top most Linux commands, and you can see a lot of those commands that I use are here, but you can actually combine them and stuff like that to make it even more efficient. And then you can actually be able to navigate a lot faster, So let's see. Let's oh, I got my boy in the house. Good morning, Tony. What's going on? Appreciate you being here. And we had so much fun last night on the live stream. So like I know Tony in real life. We train together at least twice a week, right? So I'm so happy to have you on the channel. And like Tony's contribution to the live stream last night was instrumental. So if you haven't seen that, definitely go ahead and check that out. All right. All right. So let's continue. MV. All right. So we're doing so let's I don't want to move the file yet. So what we're going to do before we move the file, we're going to create a new directory, right? We're going to do the make directory. So it's a mk make directory, and then we're going to call it tcr mv folder, right? And we got that. And if we go to mv file, or file would be, let's move the tcr ls mv tcr morning join to, I don't know why I put tct. All right, so let's move that there. And now if we do cd tc, or we can do this, right? ls and then tct. And now we see like from the directory that we're currently in, right? We can do a ls and the name of the folder that we want to look inside of, and then we can see what's in there, right? So that's what we did 2 commands ago. And now you can see that we actually successfully moved the tcr morning join in there. All right. And let's do before we wrap this part up, let's rename the directory to tcr mv tct to tcr mv folder. And now if we do ls, we have our folder renamed. Awesome. All right. So I think that's good for now. And we can probably do some more of this later on, but I think we're in a good spot where you could see and I just hope you see everything coming together, right? So let's go back to our full screen. Hope you can see everything coming together. We did our Kali Linux installation using Docker, which we've gone over before. And then we use the commands from the, a lot of these commands are from the video that I released last week, I believe, or maybe 2 weeks ago, something like that, right? But about the most commonly used Linux commands that I use, and now you can see me navigating through it. And we didn't do that much of it, but maybe we can take some time in the mornings to go through these commands so you can start getting more familiar with them. So you can be able to navigate the terminal a little bit better. All right. So before we wrap it up, we are going to do a quick look at um, I didn't even click on this GitHub, so let me see what's in there before I share the screen, right? Um, cool, perfect. So, and let me answer Tony. No, I'm not coming to the noon class. I might have meetings today. It's hard for me to do the noon class because it's about a like if I could get away for like an hour, that would work. But it's like it's about hour and a half experience, and by the time to get back and shower and all that type of stuff, not trying to smell in the office, even though I'm the only one in the office, I don't wanna smell to myself, you know? So, that's why I can't really do the noon classes anymore, but I'm definitely gonna be doing the noon class the week of Christmas because I have that entire week off. Alright, let's do what time is it? Let's do 10 minutes. We can do 10 minutes. We'll do 10 minutes and we're going to be looking at so I found this on Reddit, right? And I'll show you the Reddit post. I can even post it in the chat, right? So let's go to so I was looking for, right? I was looking for I searched for cheat sheet, right? But something to help us understand the understand like how to look for these CTFs a little bit better, right? And I found this Reddit post where this person yes, his name is Adam is sharing his extensive CTF cheat sheet, startup guide, resources list, and write up repository. And I wanted to just say, like, just so we can be in a better place, so we can have an idea, because especially if you are new to cybersecurity, to pen testing, to CTFs, it's like you just get thrown in there, and there's not like it's just look around, right? But you don't even like they say, okay, you just have to find this pattern, right? But you don't know the tools to use, you don't know anything about it, right? So um, so I was like, all right, let's find out some cheat sheets so we can get a guide, some better understanding of what it is exactly that we're looking for. So that when we go to continue these CTFs, we can not like look so we cannot look stupid. Yeah, because that's not cool, right? So um so I was like, all right, let me see what I can find. And I found this really nice Reddit post. Shout out to Reddit, right? Always providing that golden information. I rely on Reddit so much for stuff. And I'll just post this in the chat, right? So that way, and I'll put a link to it in the description of the video as well. That way, if you're watching it on replay, you can get that as well. But we are right. So yeah, so this is what I have. I have an extensive and detailed CTF cheat sheet that's meant for absolute beginners like us. I'm an absolute beginner in cybersecurity and CTFs, but I've been doing QA for 15, 20 years now, 15 years. But and I see a lot of the things that the ideas that I have, they can be related, but it's just like how to properly think through it, right? So this is the link. Let me zoom in on this as well. That's the GitHub repo. Um, a master's guide to learning security, write-ups, files from some of the cyber CTFs that I've done. I've also included the list of CTF resources as well as a comprehensive cheat sheet covering tons of common CTF challenges, right? So, YouTube, we love video resources, practice websites, all right? So it's cheat sheets, right? So, what does this take you to? All right, so cheat sheets. Tool, so we have AppResolve, which is a tool that automatically runs other Stego tools. I don't even know what Stego stands for, but we shall find that out. Really good research from John Hammond for different type of challenges. Another great cheat sheet for creating and solving challenges. Um, so let's take a look at this real quick. Let's see. Extract embedded files, binwalk, extracts embedded files. So the only so let's keep looking. Ghex, another hex editor, but with GUI. Hex edit, you may have to change the file signature on some images for them to open. See, like I would have never thought about that. So we have grep, a good way to use grep to find flag recursively. And I could see this working in Linux box, right? But on the, for example, when we're going through the Hacker 101 challenges, it's like I don't see how we'd be using grep, but keep going. All right. So for audio, fax machine audio, example decoder, slow scan TV. And this is exposing like to the so many different ways that cybersecurity attacks can happen and what you need to look for, JPEG steganography solver. All right, so let's see. Then there's stuff for video, recovering files. You can mount an image as a virtual machine. Mount a image file. Let's see. Check security of ELF. So this gives us like a tons of context, right? Let's see. A simple script to brute force a static 4-byte canary. All right. So let's go to, let me see, anything else here? About to go back up to the top. Okay, so let's see. Web stuff. Automatically look for wscan, URL site, plugins detected. If allowed, automatically look for vulnerabilities. GoBuster, brute force directories and files. Hydra, brute force logins for various services. Burp Suite, intercepts web requests and allows you to modify them. Okay, so Burp Suite is something to look into. Wireshark, analyze live network traffic and PCAP files. Interesting. JWT, you can identify JWT tokens as base64 encoded JSON, and thus JWT tokens, they begin with EY. SQL injections. Payloads, all the things, great for web exploitations with lots of payloads. Huh. Carries out various cryptography operations. I don't have any appointments this morning. Well, I'm talking my head off. Let me make sure there's no appointments on the calendar. Because sometimes like the appointments just come in sometimes and I don't even see them. I have to like make sure I stay up on that. I don't think I do. Nope, no appointment. All right, cool. Let's wrap this up in a little bit. So let's keep looking. I am a little curious to try. Let's see what Nikito is. So if we look at here, so that is a Cali. So it says Cali. All right. So what we can do, and look how we end up combining some things together, right? So let's say we go here and we go to terminal, and we are inside of Kali Linux, and we say, what would be the command? Root. Okay, we're at root, and so that does work. Okay. Huh. So we're inside of our pen testing Linux box, right? Um. So that we have two. All right, let's try this real quick, right? So, um, so we do hacker 101 CTF. Just curious, real quick, right? So let's say we do start, right? And wasn't expecting to do this, but let's see if we can use any of the tools that we just found. Let's keep reading though. I'm gonna move this over here, and I'm gonna go back a page. Go down to web. Because right now we're more interested in the web, right? Because that's what we've been getting stuck on. See, but without knowing these tools, how do we ever know, right? So let's say we go to this is up, and so if this is up, and all right, so we do Nicto dash H. Let's make this a little bigger so we can read it. So URL target host uh interesting file seen in logs. Uh what's this? Clear. Oops. All right. Ignore these. User agent, remote file retrieval, injection.
Lunch break. Lunch break.
We're gonna try maybe one or two commands before we wrap it up. All right. So let's do um um scan the CGI. Let's see here real quick. Let's see. Page. So, target host. So, if we were to do and what if we were to copy this? Let's see if that's going to work. So let's take the plus out. See what happens. IP found. So I mean the command works. The right. The anti-click jacking X-frame option is not present. The site uses TLS and so this is good information. You know, this is furthering us along. I mean, you have to use all your resources here, just all the resources that you have available to you, right? Gives us all this information. So let's also look back over here. Let's see what else we have. What other options that we have, right? Let me see. Host. I wish there was something I could search for something. Let me see. Write out. Port to use. Prepend root values to all requests. Tuning. So we have to get familiar with these tools, right? And that's how we're going to get better at learning how to do these challenges to eventually get into these bug bounties so we can start making, so we can be like,
Money.
all right, so I'm just going to do one more. I'm going to add the tuning to it and see what happens, right? So if we go over here and we go, oops, let's do, if we go here and we do, what's the command? Tuning, and we do a, let's do a 4, see what happens, right? So if we were to click on something over here, what happens here? So, I mean, just more stuff for us to get familiar with, right? But just wanted to show you that cheat sheet. I will put it in the I'll put it in the description, and you can check it out. See if that helps you. Helped me so far. And we're gonna figure out how to do this stuff, right? We're gonna get better at CTF so we can start doing stuff. But that being said, I think that is it for today. So thank you for tuning in this morning. Thank you for those who tuned in last night. Thank you, Tony, for being here.
I appreciate you.
All right. So we are going to wrap it up for today. Thank you again. Once again, check out the Bug Bite coming out at noon, and I will be back live on Sunday afternoon that we're going to be going through Terraform, but tons of work this weekend. So I'll be probably posting here and there different stuff, but that's it. Oh, and I'll probably be posting a conversation that I had with Don a few weeks ago or a few months ago tomorrow. Clip that up so you guys can have that. But that being said, we are getting out of here. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we are out.
You might think that getting into the IT field is impossible without a computer science degree, but Tech Coach Ralph is here to prove you wrong. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into this lucrative industry. Listen up, tech enthusiasts! Are you ready to break through into the IT field, but feel like you need a computer science degree to make it happen? Think again! Tech Coach Ralph has some exclusive, mind-blowing secrets to share with you. Get ready to be blown away by his jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into the tech industry without a computer science degree. So get your notepad ready, because Tech Coach Ralph is going to change your life forever. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a journey to success in the IT field.